Hello everyone, this is Ling Siang, or you can call me Andy. My thesis is about bringing a new types of microsystem into the city, includes a water purification system and a plan of sapling cultivation to support the needs of planting new trees or replacement of the green belt in the future. My design starts from the research in the very traditional market hidden in the living area, which is one of the oldest market in Taichung City, a city located at the middle Taiwan, and observe the public domain with the constantly changing characteristic. The Wanhe Temple area in Nantun, Taichung, was selected for recording and translation, learning from the characteristic of the very organic and mixed-use market, how to extract them and apply them to the gradually rigid urban spaces to reshape our thought of public spaces nowadays. The market is a unique typology that gathers people from different places in the city in a period of time. The role of the market kinds of like a bridge between the city and the people. So when the market opens in the morning, it is crowded and the vendor occupied the road. After the market is over, the street went back to its normal life. The state and use of the street changed over time, from the market vendors in the morning and back to the street in the afternoon. In the evening, it even became an extension of the living room who lived next to the street. So every week and every day, an event that seems normal but it changed every second had disturbed the cognitive memories of activity and space. The ever-changing relationship has shaped the characteristics and symbols of the market, so the research gives me the understanding of the open spaces typology in Taiwan. At the next step, I start to study how Taichung City has changed from the urban development. I found that the development of Taichung City and its road system is related to its river. I will make a brief to explain the discover of the relation between the city's expansion and the river. The development of the city kicked off from the construction of the railway in early 20th century. It soon expanded to northwest side of Taichung. You can see there's many streams in 1930s, but after 40 years of development, these streams were capped and become roads in the city. Also, it was covered underground. We can see the road system nowadays is led by the orientation of this river. From a geographical point of view, Taichung's urban development are closely related to rivers. During the Japanese occupation, the chaotic river course was renovated and left the present-day Green Stream and Deal River. As the urban area expanded in the 1970s, many rivers were also covered as part of the road system. Therefore, the closure and capping of rivers in Taichung can be regarded as an accompanying phenomenon of urban expansion, from farmland to cities. Rivers are transformed from irrigation ditches to sewage collection gutter. This phenomenon showed that the role played by rivers has changed from a necessity in life to use this infrastructure under the expansion of the city. So I decided to look into the site where all the story began. The city started to flourish since the construction of the water supply system began. The red circle marks out three important facilities that related to the water system: the swimming pool, the Taichung Park Lake, and the Green Stream. In present, these three water facilities are still important. Not only do they dialogue with the history, but it also play a role in the water system nowadays. So I chose this area to be my start point of the design. This area is one of the earliest development cities in Taichung, including Taichung Railway Station, Taichung Park and Green Stream. In the 1970s, Jianguo Market and other shopping malls in the Central District became the most famous commercial district in Middle Taiwan at the time, and then gradually declined due to the transfer of commercial district. In 2017, the elevated railway, so-called the Big Station Project, hopes to bring a new image to the region with the transfer characteristics of the station. I chose 5 points in this area as observation object. I will introduce 5 points from right to left. The plan is to set up a sewage treatment system for the renovation of Green Stream, and it is buried under the city. They are the 2 points on the right: Jingwu sewage interception and water purification facilities. In order to build a transfer station co-constructed with high-rise commercial office, the Jianguo Market, which was built in the 1960s, was demolished in 2016 due to the construction of new station. The old railway station has been used for more than 100 years, have also been transformed into historical site that no longer provides services, and the square in the front of the station has also changed to a city square. The elevated railway will also become the bicycle lane of the city, so-called Taichung overpasses. Middle District, the oldest urban area in Taichung City. The history can be traced back to the Japanese occupation period. During 1970s, it is the most flourished area in the Middle Taiwan. In the weekend, lots of people would take buses and train from towns out of Taichung to Middle District. It is kind of like the Times Square of Taichung. People do their groceries and shopping in this place. But after 1990, it gradually declined due to the urban expansion. Gancheng District, from the military field during the Japanese occupation to the temporary administration center of Taichung in 1960s. It was then readjustment into a commercial area, but there has no construction and remains as a bus transfer station until 2010. In the future, it will become a commercial development area and a residential area planned by the big station. After the water supply system were finished in the 1930s, swimming pool, Taichung Park Lake, and Green Stream become the three most important parts of the area. They were public, open spaces in the meantime, and remained the same for over 90 decades. In 2017, a water purification was built to supply clean water to Green Stream. The sewage interception collect water from the upstream stretch of the Green Stream, which have been capped and become sewage gutters since 1930s. The sewage will then transport the water to purification facility, which was a temporary market space before. After purifying, the clean water was sent to the Green Stream. The purification system has also linked the lake and the Green Stream together. When there is not enough water from the upstream, the water will transport from lake to the stream, and it will send back to the lake from the facility when there is more water than the stream needed. I will talk about the change of the area from historical side. Urban expansion has caused many changes into the city, in either geographic or memories. So I'm gonna reveal those disappeared memories and changes that caused by urban development. When urban spaces faces changes, the past is bound to be replaced by the future. The old Jianguo market that was forced to relocate it. The disappearance of this unique experience and the invisible history has led to a rigid city life. These objects will soon become commercial buildings and department stores in the future. The memories and the history of the past will be left behind and forget by the city. The disappearance of these unique experiences and the invisible history has led to a rigid city life. I want to preserve these disappear activities and relocate them onto the site. So I start with the practice of transcription. I start with the practice of transcription. I went back to Nantun market as a starting point and practiced to record the activities and then transcribe them into drawings. The method gives me the different points of view to look into the site. I use different events and methods to translate and record, drawing out memories fragments of individual activities in the market space. For example, the turning of the stage, which always faces the temple typically, implies that the road divides the temple in front of one-her palace, one-her temple, so that the axis of the square no longer faces the temple, and the extension of the market stores reach into the building also allows the original street houses to be transformed into a completely separately residential and commercial model. Therefore, new events have changed the cognition and usage habits of the original space. By recording events and then transcript into drawings become my method to draw out the hidden agenda of the event. So the study gives me the different points of view to look into the site. I recognize we organize the activities hidden in the urban spaces based on the research method and turn them into drawings. To, re- to rearrange existing and past activities and think about how to connect past spatial experience with the plan of future development. This is a site map drawing combined with the past experience and history of the place. At the first public swimming pool in Taiwan, it plays an important facility in the Ganchen area, not only provide military soldiers a place to spend their weekend in Japanese occupation, but it also highlights the first urban water supply system in the middle area of Taiwan, established in early 1930s. The Ganchen area was used as a military field until the Ganchen office was established in 1960s. The military police headquarters are located in Ganchen for over 50 years. Jianguo Market and Ganchen Transfer Station were the transfer station for the people and the goods that sell in the market of Taichung in the past 20 years. It was now demolished and removed and moved to the south. The market contains so many memories and history that how Taichung has become one of the most flourished city in Taiwan. Sadly, the memories were being wiped out. After the railway is elevated, the entrance of the station has been changed to the south side. The busy front station in the old days has changed into the city square of Taichung. The massive square without any shade and trees has become a place where people doesn't want to stay and sit. Activities have disappeared in the meantime while city development has continued. The connection with the Jianguo Market and the Taichung Park in the past has now changed due to the elevated railway project. When these vivid memory has all been removed and have all been discovered and revealed, the concepts have come to my mind. Despite the development plan couldn't be changed, how to make the rigid city dialogue with the past. By using the water system that has been built to supply clean water to the green stream. The current water system is a renewal project transform sewage gutter into a public recreation space. But what the project has done is building a facility to solve the existing problems. I proposed a way that could solve the existing sewage problem and to deal with the needs of the future. Not only create physical solutions, but integrate with these facilities with public spaces that could transform the region into a more friendly living space. Instead of proposing a new purification system, gather all the missing parts of the memories, the needs for the future, and the physical urban problems that assemble a mixed-use urban spaces is the intention of the project. I will introduce how the system works out to supply the needs of the city. The line from right to left is the five sites that mentioned in the previous site map from east to west, and I will introduce it from right to left. So, the diagram marks the relation between each project. The green stream starts from the third site and flows to the left side. The upstream of the right side were capped since 1930s, and the two square on the right is the existing purification facility that purified the sewage from the green streams upstream. This diagram shows how the sewage flow from left to right. The sewage flow divide into two flow to at the old Jianguo market. The upper one along Green Stream and the other one goes underneath the railway. The Green Stream still serves as a sewage gutter despite there is purification facility on the upstream, but it was hidden underneath the ground. The upper text shows the function of the existing water system, and the lower parts are the place I chose to build my new facilities. And this diagram shows how the clean water flow from purification facility to the lake and the stream. When the amount of the sewage is not enough to transform into clean water, they will take the water from the Han River or the lake to support the needs of the green stream. What I want to do is to create a more flexible system that doesn't focus only on the existing problem and build a facility to solve it, but think about the needs in the future, the plants, the open spaces, and the sewage generated from the commercial area. The water purification system is my starting point and continue to make some changes to the region. I implanted a new planting system by using the sludge from the purification system. The tree will supply the needs of the overpass, the park, and the park in the city. To create open spaces with shades in the city square and the transfer station. The city square will also become a purification system from either air pollution or sewage problems. It collect the water from the sewage pipeline, flow along Green Stream, and send it to the facility underneath the square. The sapling will then transfer to the square from the bus transfer station, which used to Jianguo market after a few years of planting. Then the tree will be grown and transplanted to the Taichung overpass. The sludge that generated from the purification process has been brought to the water purification facility in the suburb before. We could use it and create green spaces to the urban environment. So this is how the microsystem works, from collecting the sewage from the interception facility. Then the sewage flows to the purification facilities. The sludge that generate from the system were used to growing trees after basic purify. The sapling will be grown for 5 years, then moved to the city squares and being transplanted at the end. This is a drawing show how the function of the microsystem integrate with the program. For example, the The cobblestone that purifies the water in the facility has been exposure for a few days every 1 or 2 years. The exposure field is designed into a landscape with long stairs that could help to separate the sludge from the cobble when the stone rolls down from the top of the landscape. And the landscape will be used as an open air theater and become a playground for kids and teenagers in the region. So, this is my brief of my thesis design. Thanks for your attention and thank you everyone.